Hi, welcome to Morning Market Call. I'm Jeff Butler, and today I have Seth Ellsworth here on the show. Welcome to the show, Seth.
Good to be here, Jeff.
Seth is the owner, founder, president, and the CEO of Site Rehab. The company, obviously, that he started and has had some measurable success with. So, Seth, the business that you run, Site Rehab, has a very interesting name. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it happened because I developed some internet marketing skills, and especially direct response marketing. Okay. And I was able to look at a website, and I told them 3 things to fix, and they went and fixed it, and it was a great success for them. And they literally tripled their business overnight. Wow! Because they fixed those things, and they went and told their friends, and they told their friends, and I ended up with clients. Awesome. So then I had to start a business, right? So that's kind of how it happened, and it developed into a company, and it spread that way. Excellent. So yeah, so in fact, Seth and I were talking before we actually came on the air, but if you as listeners pay very close attention to what Seth says today, he has a guarantee, if I'm correct, that you will not. You will not go bankrupt. You will not go. You'll start a successful business. And so, so kind of continue on. You get to talk. You get to rub shoulders with a lot of business people. What are some of the things that you've learned from those interactions? That's a great question, Jeff. And most of my conversations center around marketing. Obviously. Yeah. That's what Site Rehab does. And so I talk to people about marketing, and I love marketing. I really do love marketing, and it's a passion of mine. But lo and behold, most business owners don't. In fact, they resent marketing, and it's not a happy place in their business. In fact, most of the time, business owners are terrified about marketing. They feel a massive sense of obligation about marketing, and they're also really possessive or protective of it. Yeah. Which is super interesting to me, and so I wanted to find out why, and so I would dig a little bit deeper. I found out they're terrified because they're wasting money on their marketing. It's not fun to write a check and know that it's not going to do you any good. Yeah, exactly. But they feel completely obligated to spend money, because if they're not getting their name out there, then they're not going to make any money, right? Nobody's going to know about their business. So they feel obligated to waste money. Well, that's no good. But then you get to the sense of protecting this, and this leads into what I call the budget mindset, is where a small business will set a budget, and they feel obligated to spend it, but not a penny more than what they spent. Right. It's so interesting to me. Like, you have a company that say, okay, I'll spend $10,000 a month on marketing, right? But if I come to them with a service that can get them more results, but they may spend a teeny bit more, or even less. If it's a hair over that budget, then it's not good for them. Yeah. So what this ends up doing, it creates a situation where the budget is ruling their business. Right. The budget is running their business for them. So that is definitely cause for alarm in a business. Yeah. So they're failing to realize or maybe unlock the potential that marketing could provide for them. Absolutely. And you're here basically to show them what they're missing and how to utilize that important part of business. So so as you've consulted, as you've worked with different small business owners, businessmen, what are some of the little jewels, the little nuggets of information that you've gleaned from your experience, and would you share that with our audience? Sure. First off, the business owners that, I don't blame business owners for running their business on a budget. I really don't, because I've never met a business owner that's not in the marketing services business like mine that started the business with the idea that they would be a marketer. Nobody does that. Right. Nobody does that. So their core aptitude is not in marketing, which means it takes effort. It takes time to learn marketing. Mm-hmm. But really, that's your most important function as a business owner, is marketing. You can blame Peter Drucker for that one. And he's the guy that pushed this for lots of years. Marketing and innovation is the #1
number one, number two jobs of a business owner. And so that's important to understand, first of all.
Yeah.
And so businesses can get over that if they just make peace with marketing. It's really not that. It's not some wacky science. It's predictable and it's good. It's a happy place if you let it be.
Yeah.
And so marketing doesn't need to be terrifying. It doesn't need to be. You don't have to market out of obligation. You don't have to be possessive and protective of your marketing budget. That's killing businesses. And really, if I had to, this is the thing that you guys can bank on. Okay. If you listen to this and do this, I guarantee that your business will not go belly up because you'll be spending your dollars wisely. So this is how you do it. You got two ways. You've got direct response marketing, which is where you put a marketing propaganda out and you can measure this response directly. Like if I give you a coupon, I know that you're coming to my store to redeem that coupon.
Exactly.
Right? That's measurable.
Right.
Okay. And then you've got other things that are not direct response, but they're trackable, like a website. I can track the traffic on my website. I can track different calls to actions or key performance indicators.
Right.
So you want to keep all of your marketing within those two realms: direct response or trackable mediums. I can even track phone calls. Did you know that? Nobody does it. Nobody does it. Have you ever thought of putting in the phone book a phone number that you can track? So you put your ad in the phone book. Stupid thing to do, by the way. Phone books don't work anymore, but it's just an example. You put an ad in the phone book, you put a phone number in there that you track. You know exactly how many calls are getting you. Phone book companies don't want you to do that because they know they're taking you to cleaners.
Yeah.
With their high prices. But anyway, you want trackable stuff. Your marketing always needs to be trackable. And you do that because the whole point of marketing is to trade pennies for dollars. I give you 3 pennies and I want 98 cents back. I give you 7 pennies and I want $1.17 back. Right? That's what marketing is about. It's literally, if you imagine, here's an analogy that I like to give. It's my spaghetti blaster analogy. If you loaded up a spaghetti blaster and you paid somebody to load that up and fire it for you and it blasted all over the walls, okay? What if nobody stuck around to see what sticks? That's what businesses do.
Right.
They set a budget, they spend it, they say, hey, go spend this money, but nobody sits around to see what works.
So how does Site Rehab then remedy that issue where people are throwing marketing dollars away?
First,
potentially?
I never do anything that's not tracked. If I can't track it, I won't do it. I don't do the kind of marketing that's branding. Branding is a waste of money, in my opinion. You can get branding with doing trackable marketing, right? And by doing innovative things in marketing, you get way better branding because you get a reputation along with your brand. And so I always do trackable stuff, period. And super important. This is the thing that you need to graft onto. Starve the ponies and feed the stallions.
Sure.
Have you ever heard that? It's really as simple as that. And you do marketing. You spend money on marketing and you find what works because you're tracking it. If you find what works because you're tracking it, you put your money towards the things that work and your business grows. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. And what happens then is if you know what's working and you put your money towards what's working, are you wasting any of your marketing dollars? Absolutely not.
Yeah, makes sense.
You're not wasting it at all. And then your marketing becomes a happy place for you.
Awesome.
That's the idea, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fantastic advice. I think things that give a lot of people a little bit of food for thought, especially if they've been involved in their own business and if they've had struggles or things there. So once again, Seth, it's been great having you on the show. Site Rehab. I believe siterehab.com.
Yes, if I can put in a plug, siterehab.com.
Definitely.
Would be a place.
And once again, thanks for being on the show, and we appreciate the words of advice for our marketing students. Thanks again for tuning in to Morning Market Call. Look to find us at morningmarketcall.org.
and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Morning Market Call is brought to you by the Marriott School of Management in cooperation with the Brigham Young University Department of Communications. MMC is made possible by generous donations from Larry Tasjan and Gary Williams. This show was produced by Jeff Butler, David Wood, and Doug Mumford, with line producing by Beth Grimmett. For more information, please follow us on Twitter and Facebook.